Hello, business AI strategic leaders. How are you? So, I am here to share with you the marketing lecture. So, this marketing lecture is huge. I could go on probably for a month. And as I'm creating this lecture and presenting it to you, things will change. So, I'm going to try and keep it strategic. I will share with you some apps and tools you can use right away. But you must know these evolve, and by the time you're ready to use it, another one might come about, which is just as effective and more effective. However, these are the ones that are effective right now, and the ability and process to use them will stay the same. And that's what this is all about, being strategic, thinking about how you may inject AI in whatever you're thinking about, and if it makes sense to do so or not. So we want to have limitless, unlimited creativity at the speed of lightning and authentic creativity. So here's an example, and then I'm going to get into some real other tools that we haven't heard of yet. So first, I'm just going to show this to you because it's fun. And then I'm going to, as far as the agenda today goes, I'm going to talk about some new tools that you may not have heard of that you may like to embrace. Two, I'm going to share with you some of the expansions that we're seeing on our old faithful Canva. You imagine Canva is now old, but some of the improvements that they have brought forward, which are outstanding, and they keep on bringing more and more there. And then finally, I'm going to talk about how you inject AI in your current marketing process. And then we're going to continue next week with some AI agents and how they help with customization and the customer relationship management aspect to help build your company. Okay, so this is kind of fun. I just thought I'd share it. It was a prompt I put into each one of Gemini, ChatGPT, and Copilot. And all I said was generate an image of, and as we are now experts in prompt engineering, in the square brackets, I wrote of the Peterborough, Ontario lift locks. So why was that important? I indicated Peterborough. As we know, there happens to be a Peterborough in the UK and in New Hampshire. So I had to be specific. And then I also wanted fireworks behind it. So this is why this is specific and awesome. And it came out pretty cool. But what's interesting is when I was doing it originally in Gemini, it kept on coming up with something that I don't know what it was. It wasn't a lift lock, and I'm not sure it was in Peterborough. So I had to upload a photo to it to give it some help. And then it completely changed the photo. I guess it realized where I was and it added a boat to it, and I'm loving it. So it was interesting. That one didn't happen automatically. I had to tweak it. So these tools exist, and I will share with you. I'm going to come back to these in a little bit. That what I had to do with Gemini in order to actually get the right image. I realized that Gemini has a couple of different um, default options when you first go to it. So, well, I'll just share with you now. Suspense is killing you, I'm sure. It had to be in Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is free still, but I had to be in Gemini 2.5 Pro. When you're on Gemini and you're doing a search on the top left, you'll see the word Gemini next to it. There's a little down arrow. You need to make sure you're in 2.5 Pro in order for it to work better and more efficiently with images. So that was just a little pro tip that I didn't know was going on till I realized that's what's going on there. Okay, so here are some new tools that I wanted to share with you. We have 7 AI tools that he's talking about. They're not all marketing related, so I'm not going to stop here at this presentation, but I wanted to make these available to you because some of these are pretty awesome. We're going to come back to this one later on. But this is a new tool that he does mention that is pretty effective. They say this one is, ouch, they say this one is going to replace Canva, Hootsuite, and ChatGPT. So I don't know if that's really going to happen because Canva, of course, would like to replace all of those as well. Hootsuite is a program that stands on its own. to allow you to upload a post to a number of different social media platforms. And it does so from one location. And it has a calendar feature that you can upload into the future. It's pretty awesome. Um, and it has some AI ability built in now, which is very awesome as well. However, what this does is it's like Canva, where it's creating your materials for you, and it also allows you to future post, which Canva does too. However, this one's a little bit on steroids when it comes to what you can create. It did impress me. It's not very expensive. If you have a smaller team, you may want to look into using this and deciding if it works better for you. It's very effective when it comes to your brand, which Canva is as well, but I think this one's a little more effective than Canva. And it, well, let me just show you. I've got a couple examples here. So let me show you. These two up here are shorter examples of what it can do, and then this one here is going right to the app itself in case you'd like more information on it. And then this one here, these are longer. This is okay. Yeah, I do want to get into this one. It's actually, I think each one of these are an hour long where you can become an expert on Blaze. So it's something that I was able to pick up right away. I just inputted to it the Chesler Shoes brand. How do you do that? You basically add to it what the website is. You can add to it a document if you want, and it then picks up the colors and the font and the voice that it sees in the website and all the social media platforms that you've added to it so it can learn. So it's pretty cool. The whole tool itself is an AI system for marketing. This is Blaze I'm talking about. So then you ask it to create a certain type of post, and it comes back just like we saw in Gemini doing before and the other tools, where you ask it for a post in the form of a prompt. You share a prompt, you give it a prompt, which is something we can do because we're all prompt experts. And it comes back to you with some post suggestions. You take the one you want, and then it asks, would you like me to reformat the entire thing for Instagram and whichever platforms you're interested in? Would you like a blog created from it? So it'll take that one post and reformat for you in the different aspects that you might need to get the message out there, which I love. So you're not just creating, here, I want an Instagram post and I want it to be, a certain size. It's actually helping you along with what would you like in it? Here's a suggestion. And would you like me to now resize it for you? So it was fabulous. I enjoyed it. I gave it just some input as to what I thought I would like the post to be, and then it came out with a bunch of different suggestions with the template it thought it would work best in. And then, of course, I uploaded an image that would be from Chesler Shoes versus just a random one it had, and I let the tool future post it for me. So I'm pretty happy with it. So this is one I tested a little bit, but it can do so much more. So let me just show you a few minutes from each one. Ah, okay, I'm just going to take the whole thing versus trying to click on it. One moment, please. Here we go.
Here at Blaze, we're building tools to help your small business make more money online. With Blaze's AI native Visual Studio, you can create all the content your business needs: social media posts, product photos, landing pages, and more, all in your unique brand style. Blaze creates beautiful one-click content for you in seconds. Just type in your website and Blaze automatically detects your brand's colors,
So this is where it sets up your brand by just detecting it for you.
and visual vibe. With a custom brand kit from Blaze, every piece of content resonates with your customers. Blaze helps you stand out on social media. You can use it to create original AI images and captions so you always have eye-catching content to share. With Blaze, you never have to start from scratch. You can choose from thousands of professionally designed templates so your posts always look amazing. Best of all, Blaze can schedule up to a month's worth of content for you. Blaze keeps everything organized on a sleek content calendar and posts straight to your social accounts automatically, so your message always reaches your audience at the perfect moment. Save time, build your brand, and grow your business faster with Blaze.
So that's a good new tool that's out there, and it's come a long way. It's not brand new to the market, so a lot of the hiccups you would get in a new tool are already out of it, I'm finding. And then here it just shows you a little bit of how it actually works. This one's a little longer. I'm going to jump forward in this one once it gets going. It's only 7 minutes, but still, it's a little long for our 1 hour video.
Here at
Oh,
Blaze,
no,
we're
this
building
one's
tools
okay.
to help small businesses make more money on the internet. With our complete suite of AI features, creating, editing, scheduling, and automatically posting marketing content is easy. One of Blaze's greatest features is Brand Voice. You can train Blaze's AI on your brand. All you need is a website, a blog post, or even just a document. Blaze learns what you sound like in seconds, and then uses that brand voice to make every piece of content resonate with your customers. No more generic internet voice. But that's just the beginning. With Blaze, you can amplify your reach by creating multi-channel campaigns with over 50 types of content from a single long-form source. So, if you've recorded a webinar, hosted a podcast, or written a blog post, Blaze can turn that into social media posts, Facebook ads, emails, or even landing pages. And it doesn't stop there. With Blaze, you can produce a month's worth of marketing content in just one click. Struggling with social media content or ad copy? Not anymore. Blaze writes it all for you in your brand voice so you can get back to running your business. And Blaze keeps you organized with a sleek content calendar that schedules and posts your content to Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and over 100 other platforms automatically, so your message always reaches your audience at the perfect moment. So why wait? Save time, build your brand, and grow your business faster with Blaze.
So I have a few more for you to look at if you're interested in it, but this one I've been testing it and it is solid, so it's great. It's a great marketing app. So I thought I'd start with the new marketing apps first, and then get into how you can actually leverage some of the existing ones, and then get into how you inject it into your current process. So here's another one that I just found, and I've been testing a little bit, called OpenArt. You'll notice that there's another tool out there called Midjourney, and OpenArt also is doesn't it's not built only on Midjourney, but Midjourney is part of it. So Midjourney is another video tool that is got a great reputation, and OpenArt now is out there when you're looking for good tools that are AI driven, that are for video. And here's one of them. And I've got another one I'll show you in a second. So this one, what I did was, if you remember last week when we were together, I showed you I was animating my dogs. So I went into just ChatGPT and I animated my dogs. I asked them to take photos of Princess and Toby and turn them into a cartoon. So I did that. And then I came in here and I asked it to create a short video of it. So what I'm sharing with you here is you can animate something. You can take something that you have that's still. Perhaps it would be a person on a water slide. Perhaps it's a representation of someone working in your factory. Perhaps it's a representation, or it looks like, a chamber event that you've had, and you'd like it to animate it, or so you can do something like that. Let's turn it into a cartoon maybe first, and then come here and animate it. So it's pretty cool. So let me just show you how this one has created this. So yeah, one moment, please. So this is the OpenArt platform. So you went into OpenArt. If you ever used it before, you'd find there's a video tutorial here. And on the side, these are all the things you used to be able to do. But what's new on here is this new video. So this is where it will take, you can create characters still here. There's other things you can do, but this is the one I was looking for, was someplace to animate this photo. So I uploaded this photo, and this photo was created for me in ChatGPT. So what I did was I uploaded just a picture of the two dogs sitting, real pictures of them just sitting. They weren't in a waterfall or anything like that. They were just hanging out. And then I said, I'd like you to make my dogs in look like one of them's jumping over waterfalls and the other one's playing in the water. So this is what it came up with. Now he couldn't animate it, ChatGPT, even though they said he could, he couldn't. He wasn't able to. So that's where I found this one that was able to animate it. So I also asked it to add audio, sound to it. So you were able to upload the image that you wanted, or you could describe what you want and it would have created it for you. Or you could upload an audio and it would create an image from that audio. So there's a lot of different ways that you could use this. And then I think this looks so cute. And then, so what I did was, I uploaded the image here. So it was just a still of the two of them. And I ended up saying just 5 seconds. It could have been longer. And I said standard, pro, or master. I just said standard. And then you put in negative prompts, meaning I don't want, palm trees in it or something like that. You could indicate some negative things in it, but I already had this in all the pictures. So all I wanted it to do was animate the waterfall and animate my dogs. And I added an audio. I said, please add, it said sound audio. So I described it. I wanted the audio to sound like dogs playing in a waterfall. And that's what it gave me. So then you can publish it. You can download it as a MP4 and use it in your other videos if you want, or you can just use it standalone. So it's pretty cool. So this one was not an expensive tool either. You get a free version if you want, but the free version only gives you limited lengths of video you can create and limited things you can do on video. I think it was $14 a month is what I'm paying now for this, and it's given me quite a breadth of things that I'm able to do that I would never do more of. So with knowing the capacity. So that's one of the things I wanted to show you. I have more, if you're interested in this, I have more examples of how this works. I have a tutorial here, and I have a longer tutorial as well if you're interested in actually using this tool. So this one is a good one. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I know I've got for you. So that was a cute one I thought I would just bring forward. So this is a 5 best video apps, as one of the people I follow suggested. And these are the different ones. I actually am just sharing with you in case you're wondering, and you come back and you see it on the list. So they have good reputations. And then this one is a blog post that I have for you with somebody that I trust, this Kevin fellow, and it shares with us. Let's see what it shares with us. So it shares with you the 11 best AI videos currently, and these are the ones he's suggesting. So of these, Descript is one that I went through each of them to see what they offer, and Descript is one that I'm thinking, yeah, this one's good. It's very simple to use. It's one I believe you would use in business if you like to share someone speaking, maybe speaking with a client, describing something, and you'd like it to edit You'd like to edit what it's saying so the words show up properly. You'd like to put a image on top so he's talking or she's talking or you're talking, and then you're adding images to it, and you want that to be done easily. It's a little cumbersome on Canva, and it's something you're going to use a lot, as I do when I'm creating these videos. Descript is a fabulous way, and I just want to show you what it can do. This one is a very impressive tool if you'd like to learn more about it. Why is it impressive? Because it works in you're uploading the video you want. It's going to hear the text anyhow that you have in there, and it allows you to edit it in a really simple way, just like you would edit a document on the side. It allows you to edit it if you want to have things change. It allows you to have formats and templates for where you want the video to show up on the page, which is really cool. So let me just have I have some examples to show you. The script, here it is. Because this is, as I said, I went through all of them, and this one I'm finding, I think you'll probably find the most useful, being the business people that you are. Okay. Oh, my mouse is on a mind of its own right now. So let me just get a hold of yourself, Mr. Mouse. Okay. I think I have too many things open. Nope, don't.
At Descript, we've been building AI-powered tools for like 8 years now. You know, before it was cool, and there's been a lot of change in that time. But honestly, everything feels kind of like a dress rehearsal for what is.
So it describes what it is in detail here, which I appreciate. But I'm going to jump ahead. I think it's to around 2. Yeah, editing with Underlord. They call it Underlord, which is kind of creepy, but that's what they call their editing tool.
100 times the speed that a human could. Okay, enough talk. I'm going to show you different examples of how you can use Underlord to make video. First up, this is like a recording for a feature launch. As a first step, I'd normally go through and edit out all the mistakes and repeated lines. But now I just ask Agent Underlord, reads the script, sees what kind of video I'm trying to make.
Isn't that cool? So normally when I'm doing this and I have this to, edit for you, I have to go through and I could take out all my ums. If this was an actual presentation for a client, I would be taking out ums and ohs and whatever. But it does it for you. You ask the AI that's built into the video editor tool to do things for you that you would normally do. So it would take the time it takes to edit a video and bring it right down. And it now allows you to do things that you didn't know you could do because it's letting the AI agent within this tool edit for you by simply asking it to do certain things. So cool.
Make and knows what kind of edits to make. So it goes through and removes the repeated takes, the diversions, and the long silent gaps. Next up, I want to add visuals, what we call scenes in Descript. So I say, hey, can you do a visual pass? And by the way, maybe break it up in a few places with some stock video. So it comes back with a kind of plan. It tells me that it'll try to mask the jump cuts I made in the recording earlier. Also, it notices that I seem to be talking about screen recordings, so it's going to add those. This whole visual thing is maybe my favorite feature of the new Underlord, because going through and adding these visuals to make things look good, it's just tedious and time consuming, and now I can just delegate it. Now that I see what it did, I just want to make a few tweaks. This stock video choice is a little weird, so I'm going to ask for a few different options. Great, this one's better. So I now like the visual edit, but the style doesn't really match my brand. So I'm going to paste in a screenshot from like a branded Descript presentation and ask if it can update to match that style. It sees the font and colors and it just goes through and updates everything automatically. Okay, almost done with this video, I think. I kind of just went through this flow by telling Underlord what to do, but you can also ask what it thinks. Now, what I'm showing off here is that Underlord not only reads your script, but it can also hear the audio and it can see the visuals, right? So it notices that Ramdy isn't making eye contact. It offers to fix that. and it notices that the audio quality isn't super great, so it offers to fix that. Okay, my
So I
video.
don't know if you just noticed that. So it noticed that the fellow that was speaking here wasn't looking at the camera. So it, being the AI in this tool, fixed the eyes. So the eyes are looking at the camera. That's spectacular. So you can actually read a script if you want. Well, I don't suggest you ever do that. And then it'll fix it so you're actually looking at the camera. Yeah, baby. And it tells you what it might suggest you fix. So this is AI built into a video editor.
Video's ready. Now I just need a promo clip. So I ask for a 1-minute edit for Instagram, and it creates a copy, takes a stab at editing down to a coherent minute, makes it vertical, and adds captions.
So that's extremely cool. So it takes the entire video that you uploaded and it now will help you edit it. But then it also, when it's finished, you'll say, I want a 1-minute version of it for Instagram, and it changes it into a story. It changes it into the right shape, and it adds the text to it. But it'll allow you to change that text if you want. So there's a lot more that it can do, but that was, for me, I've been working with video editing software for a long time. I use Camtasia. I love you, Camtasia, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be moving to Descript pretty soon. So that's really cool. So, anyways, I wanted to share that one with you. That was a big one, and so he does have, or she has, a lot more it can do. But I wanted to show you that. So if you're interested in Descript, here are 3 different videos you may want to look in. So now let me just share with you something that I was doing with Gemini, and it was messing me up, and I just wanted to, I didn't know what was wrong with it. So is it's telling me in Gemini that it can do many things, and it can even be better than Canva. And I thought, I don't know, you've got a lot of limits, because what they're saying is you can use Gemini to get some images out of it right away, and it is better than Canva in a way because you're getting it immediately, and you're able to ask it to have some words emulating from their, or kind of rising up from the image, and it automatically puts it in the right place for you. Well, I tried it, and I said, generate a cinematic photo of a large water slide in a lake in British Columbia, and with giant text projecting mapped over the front of the slide saying "at the lake distributing." Well, it came out with this build your own coffee maker. And I thought, what did I say? That was bizarre, And so I did it again, and it came out with this, which was so much better. So this is what I wanted, and I said, make the text say, "at the lake distributing is now here." And I asked for a giant water slide, and I added the word British Columbia because I thought maybe that's what was messing it up, and it was. And I wanted a giant text projection mapped on the front of the slide, and so those magic words are things I wanted to share with you. That when they're talking about Gemini being better than Canva, this is one of the things it says is the uh, giant text projected on something. So whatever you want to market and you'd like it to have some text coming out of it, and it's aligned with whatever it is you're working on, that's what you want to write, is giant text projected mapped on, and then which part of the image do you want it on. So I thought that was pretty cool. And another tip is that it must be not just Gemini in the top left corner. I think I mentioned this earlier. It's got to be Gemini 2.5 Pro. That enables Gemini 2.5 Pro to work with text to image and images better than just the default Gemini that you'll get. So you've got to convert it on the top left corner. You have to convert it to Gemini 2.5 Pro. And once you've done that, there's some really cool things you can do within Gemini, which is kind of cool. You can put up a photo, an image of something. In this case, it's saying what other colors. So you would put up an image of a furnished room. So you can do this in many different things, obviously, and you want to test it because we know the errors it can make. But what are other sofa colors you would that would work in my space? And then update the image with these different colors. So that's really cool. I love that. Instead of you having to have a different image for the couch and you got to select the couch, it automatically does it for you. So you don't have to circle it and say, make this pink, and then all of a sudden it's making something else pink. Anyways, that'll be interesting to see how that works for you if you need it for anything. And then you can download the image. And then another one that it can do is make this image look like a cartoon. And that's one of the places that I've been going to with that prompt. I did it in Gemini, Copilot, and ChatGPT. And Copilot said it couldn't do it. Gemini came back with something that was okay. It was actually pretty good, but the one in ChatGPT is the one I showed you that I used earlier to have the ones jumping around in the waterfall. I loved what ChatGPT came out as cartoon characters for my dogs. So the cartoon characters could be of a staff member that you want to turn into an avatar, which is something you can do with some of the video tools that I shared with you if you'd like the avatar to be your spokesperson. So those created here perhaps with Gemini or with ChatGPT, the avatar of yourself, and then I'd go back to one of those tools and have that avatar learn to speak and talk. And you could even train that avatar to sound like you. So not you, the tool will do that. Pretty sure Descript does it. We know that the one that does the anyways, there's a few of them out there. I won't not digress at this point, but you can get an image on Gemini, which is what we're talking about right now, and turn it into a cartoon. You can even, if you wanted, get a image of something and then have it etched on a image of something else. So it could be your logo, you want it etched on a mug. It could be your logo, you want it etched on the sky somewhere or on a pillow, like they say here. And that's kind of cool. So you can use that in different aspects as well. And that's really neat. And then turn this blue car into a convertible and then make the blue car yellow. So again, that's pretty cool things that it does quickly. But again, you got to be in Gemini 2.5 Pro and you'll get yourself a different image that you can use. So that's kind of neat. This could be used, I think, again, you got to be in 2.5 Pro to add visuals to step-by-step instructions. If you have instructions on how someone, puts together one of your products that you sell. Let me show you what I mean by this. So this is, I think I've got it to the right link. So yeah, this is illustrate a recipe for something or other. Continue where we left off. I'll just go away for now. So all I do is I have a recipe here for this. And then what it did was it created a step-by-step. So I didn't know the recipe. I didn't give it the recipe. It gave me the recipe. But if you have something where you'd like, the steps, but you'd like images filtered in, you can do that. So it did this automatically for me. It gave me a recipe and it put this in there step by step. So if you're trying to create a blog, you can do this and then step-by-step images, and then you can download it. And now you have this for your PowerPoint. So it'll create stories for you step by step with the different images embedded in it. So with the dogs, I took it then a step further. I said, create me a script of my dogs wanting to play in the woods and finding a mud puddle, jumping in the mud puddle, and then jumping off a water slide, a waterfall. And so it did that for me too. It created a script of what they would say to each other. and it put in there the images that it created of them along the way, but I uploaded the original image for them, and then he cartoonized it. So there's so many different things, and now this happens to be in Gemini 2.5 Pro, and it added these images to this recipe here. This is where I said generate a story about my dogs, and I indicated who they were, a little bit about their personality, and then it said okay, and then it said scene one. It created the different scenes step by step, what the scenes would be, and then I said how can someone use this kind of prompt to generate the recipes as I indicated. Then it told me what to do, and it's fascinating, and I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, let me just continue. Uh-oh. There we go. So how would you use the recipe example again for work? You can generate an illustrative recipe for the like I said, for that particular recipe, and you have the images. But what about your work? What would you do there? Well, it could be generate an illustrated guide for assembling our new water slide. Show each step from unboxing to finally ready to play. And maybe you upload the step by steps that you currently have and let it refine it for you and add the photos for you. Or an employee training manual. It would be so much easier to look at a training manual if it had visuals along the way. So it could be in food manufacturing, health services, logistics, retail, any industry can require consistent process execution. An application for something for safety reasons, you may want to have visuals in it along the way. So it's could be used many different ways. I just thought I would share that with you. So an old favorite being Canva, they have this brand new background remover. Okay, is not new, but this background generator is new. So that's really cool. So as you know, for forever, you're able to remove the background of an image. So I could have gone in and removed the background of my two dogs walking here. And then you could have selected another background and put it there. And sometimes the background looks like doesn't really fit with the image, right? Remember, you've done that before and thinking, geez, my head's too big in this image. It's not really working. But here, what it did was I wanted a background generator, is what it was called. So it was brand new background generator, and it's in the AI world of Canva. And so I said, please change the background to a beach. So I uploaded this and I wanted to change to a beach. So it added a couple different beaches here. I regenerated it, and this is the beach I liked, the one that they're walking through palm trees on a real beach, because that would be nice to be there with my dogs. So that was cool. So that's a good one on Canva that you might like, some one of their new AI tools. So it's thinking, it's looking at what you've uploaded, and it's making it fit properly in what you've requested, and it's finding what it thinks you requested. So that's really cool. Here's another one that I like. I was at a client's office. We were showcasing their telemedicine tool, and so then in their office. So then I said, can you put me in an office with bookshelves? So it went in, it figured out who I was in that I'm not the computer, but I still wanted the computer. I didn't even say it. I just asked it to do that. It completely got rid of this wall, that wall, and put me in, gave me some different options with how long I wanted the library to be and how big. I like the one with the window, of course. I love windows. And that's the one I chose. So it's pretty intuitive, is all I can say for the new AI background generator in Canva. So Canva just has a whole number of things it can do. So I thought I'd share this video with you. I won't go through all of it right now. I'll just share a little bit, but it shows you some of the new things you can do on Canva with AI, which is fabulous. Because most of us, often many of us are using Canva already, but we may not realize there's these new
Canva
tools in
AI
here.
is here, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works and what you can produce using Canva AI. So for instance, let's say you want to create a presentation on the evolution.
One thing I just want to show you first before you go on, you'll see there's these three different tabs up here. You could just your designs, which brings up all of your old designs, templates, which brings up templates they have in mind, or Canva AI. That's the one he's clicked on for what he's doing here. So it's Canva AI. And then you can create a design with Canva where you're giving it a prompt. So now you're giving prompts to Canva, and now we're prompt experts. So you know you can give it a prompt to create a design, create an image, draft a document. So you can have it draft some pretty intense documents for you as well, or create code for something. So it's all of a sudden Canva has now its own prompt system, which is creative because it's linked to all of the skills that Canva had features in the first place. Now, get your mind around that one.
Of AI. Enter the text prompt in this new interface and then submit. And then in a matter of seconds, it will generate the presentation for you, including the actual content.
So in this case, he asked it to generate a presentation on, I guess, the evolution of artificial intelligence. Well, that's smart. And so he has, it's given him a full, beautiful presentation. And of course, you would now be able to go in and edit it. You'd also be able to ask it to use your brand colors, which are pretty cool.
Any AI generated images and any stock photos that you may use as well. Every single layout right here is quite different, but it's not just limited to presentations. Here's an example of a beginner's guide to artificial intelligence, so kind of like a 1 or 2 page document. Here's a houseplant care guide. Here's one that I prompted it to produce a Facebook ad for an insulated bottle. What's more is it can even code for you, such as this interactive geometry vocabulary matching game. So you can see, what is a radius? This radius, you click that, and then a straight line from the center of the circle. Or what about this interactive ancient civilizations timeline where you can go through each of the dates right here and it will give you a little summary of what's going on there. And of course, it can generate text for you, such as this business roadmap for tech startups. And because it is all within this Canva ecosystem, what you can do with these designs or interactive games that you create is use it in a design, and then you'll be taken to this familiar interface that is known as Canva. And then you would continue designing it the way you want, editing any of the texts you want. And then let's say you want to start publishing it. This is what it's going to look like on a real kind of browser. Now, to get started with Canva AI, you actually have access to it even if you have a free account. Now, there is a little bit of a caveat there, and I'll explain it right here. On its pricing and plans page, you can see that you can generate a design with Canva AI. On a free plan, you only get 50 credits in total for the lifetime of your account. This does not reset every single month, just like the Pro, Team, and Enterprise plans. You can see that you get 150 credits per month on the Pro plan. And from my understanding, credits work by generation. So each time you enter a text prompt to generate a certain AI design or interactive game of any sort, then that will be deducted from your total credits. Now, if you do want a full 30-day trial of Canva Pro, feel free to use the link in the description box below and sign up using that link. To access Canva AI, they've made it quite obvious on the left navigation anywhere on your dashboard, and you simply click on Canva AI and then you'll see the text prompt area to.
But also, if you'll notice down below, these are all the things you can do with AI: write, code, image, design, and it goes on and on with what you can do with it. So just wanted to share that with you. This is a whole day old, this video, and I always try to give you the most recent videos because this stuff gets old fast. So pretty cool, eh? So with AI in Canva, I don't know when they say other tools are going to replace it. find it hard to believe because Canva has a lot of strength behind it and they're pretty neat. As far as the people who run Canva, I don't know if you've ever seen them in a workshop or in a conference. They are outstanding. So they are pretty brilliant. So anyways, so now let me continue. AI marketing. So how can AI assist you with your just day-to-day annual marketing, just your marketing brain? How can AI help you with this? Well, I just want you to think as a strategist, as the business leader that you are, on what AI can do to enhance your marketing, different ways that it can enhance your marketing. Again, it all becomes part of being more creative and able to do things faster. So if you think of if you think of how you are currently using how you currently market. There's probably 5 or 7 steps that you currently do in your marketing. And I know when I teach my digital marketing class, there are 7 steps that I go through. In this case, I've just put down 5 in general that you really can't dispute that when you create any type of marketing plan, you're first defining your goals. You're figuring out who your clients are. You're creating your client persona. You're then figure out, okay, what pains do they have that I can solve? So you're going to create engaging content based on that, based on them. And then you're going to try and figure out, okay, where are they? Where are these clients of mine? So you're going to try and reach them, whether it's directly or through influencers. And then you want to learn to create a long-term relationship with them using customer relationship management tools. And we're going to get more into customer relationship management tools at our next lecture together because that's where we start getting into some pretty incredible tools that are new on the market now that are using AI agents where they are actually doing some work for you, speaking to your target clients or creating content for you on demand almost, where they're having the conversation for you. So what I mean by that is, for example, I was just speaking with someone who's just created an AI human resource tool. And what it does is it calls candidates, it talks to the candidate, and it then after it's talking to them for I don't know how long, she's going to let me know. It lets them know, by the way, I'm an AI. Would you like to talk to the person who created me? It's so cool. And it's very realistic. So this is where now they are reaching out to someone who they know who they are, they know about that person, and it's now talking and making decisions for you as it's talking, literally talking in that case, to the human. So that's wild, right? So, anyway, step by step, we're not going to leap into that right now, but we will get there. So, how can AI help us with defining goals? Well, it can analyze past performance, see current marketing trends, and then help you define clear goals, right? And we have prompts that we've seen in the last workshop that can help you define your goals. So that's easy peasy, right? And then understanding your audience. AI can help you segment your audience so you're speaking to your audience appropriately. One message is not going to cut it for everybody. So, based on their demographics, their purchasing behaviors, their needs, where they are, you're going to be talking to your audiences differently. So, it helps you understand your audiences. And we had tools and prompts that helped you do that as well. So, in each one of these elements, when you're stumped, you can turn to AI, who is a collection of all the smartest people in the universe and all the history and data that goes along with it, and ask it a question to help you with any of these typical steps. Engaging. So, which content actually works? Ask it to look at your competitors and see which content works. So, I have a couple of tools that I'll share with you that help you do just that in the world of tracking and AI, then deciphering what it just saw and then saying, okay, this is what you need to do based on what I'm seeing is working for others. Optimizing reach. AI knows what search engines are looking for. It also knows what what the keywords are that your clients would use. So you ask it to create um, posts for you that your clients that were defined above would find interesting and they might engage to. And please use the keywords that my clients would be using. So it's doing all this thinking for you. And then, as I said, building long-term relationships. How do you now keep the information and personalize the next steps? And that's something we'll be talking about more next week. So the benefits are obvious. The whole intent for every single step here that you're injecting AI is to boost, make it faster, more creative, and more sales and less work for you and your team. So I'm going to just continue here. So defining your goals, we have some pretty cool prompts that you could use. So, for example, you can ask it identify 3 to 5 marketing goals for leveraging AI in your industry. So, how would you use AI in your industry within your area? And then you'd ask, these goals should focus on my outcomes, such as increasing specific metrics, improving target market engagement, and or enhancing customer retention rate. So that could be a prompt. So understanding your audience. So we've defined the goals. Now it would be, let's see. So now let's talk about understanding your target audience. So there are some excellent prompts out there that can help you understand your target audience. So a prompt that works, and you may have seen this one already in the prompts that I've shared with you, but what are the key demographics and preferences of indicate the industry? So are you selling to resort owners? Are you selling to, so what is the industry? Who would purchase water toys, water slides? What is it that you want them to purchase? And indicate which region, because we'll find every province and every part of a province have different buying motivations. So, what are the key demographics and preferences of industry? That's in the square brackets, who might purchase product in a specific industry, and what are their pain points, and how can my product or service take away their pain points? So, what you're defining here is the persona of your target audience. So, that is huge. Once you understand who they are, and you may indicate what are the key demographics. What I would do a little more specific here is probably say, who, what, who are, who are the top 5 demographics who would have preferences in my industry, who would purchase my product or services in this region. So now all of a sudden you have 5 different people that might be interested, types of people who might be interested in your product. And then what are the unique pain points for each of these different demographics, because each one would have a different requirement. So that's critical. And then I would say, please give me a social media or digital marketing approach for each one. So you're laying it out there. So in our case for this program here, the business AI credentials for business leaders, it would be, who are the key, give me 5 key different demographics of people who are interested in AI for business micro credentials, who would purchase a course from Trent University in, I don't know if you want to say Ontario or across Canada, and what are their unique pain points? How can our micro-credential course, Take Away Their Pain Points, please give me a marketing plan for each one of my key demographics. So that could be a pretty intense and answer that you would get. And I would be curious as to how it would look on each one of our tools that we're using. So let's see, what do we have here? Create engaging content. So once I know the pain points, once I know who my clients are, then I would ask it to create content in the area of social media posts, perhaps blogs, perhaps emails. And as you may or may not know, on Facebook, what works best as far as boosting or paying for reach is to take a post that you've posted on your Facebook page and boost that, not the ads that show up on the sides, because most of the population out there ignores those ads, but indeed a post. So it looks like they're seeing the post on their feed. That they will pay attention to. They don't pay attention. Most people don't pay attention to the ads on the side. And what's nice about putting in one of those posts, it also shows up as an Instagram post as well, and people see both. So those are pretty cool. So you really want to do that if you can, if you're going to boost it. And so here's one that I put in, for example. Sorry, this is free competitive analysis tools. This should be a little bit further down. But if you're looking now to see who are my target audiences, okay, that's great. We've done that. Now what I'd want to do is, who are my competitors? That's huge, right? So we know who we're selling to. We know what their pain points are. We know the kind of content that they would engage with, but who are my competitors? So these happen to be tools that are out there that exist that will help you understand your competitors. Okay, so a lot of these have been around for a while, like Google Alerts. I use that for my own name. You go to Google/alerts, you put in what alert you would like, and it's a free tool, and it will look for the company's name you put in or the human's name, and you can have it give you alert every time it happens, or just once a day or once a week. So I have this for each one of my clients as well, and it helps me see if they're in the news, or if somebody has thanked them for being a sponsor and that's in the news of an event. So I'd like to share that right away. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Moz, which is a big tool as well in marketing that helps you understand what it helps you see your search engine ranking compared to your competitors. So I love that one as well if you want to improve your search engine ranking. But there's the one that I'm going to share with you here is called Spark Toro. So Spark Toro, it's 5 free audience research reports a month. I don't think you're going to need more than that. And it shows you where your audience is coming from, or maybe it's a competitor that you're looking where their audience is coming from. So how insightful is that? So I think you should do this one on your own. And since it's 5 free audience reports a month, maybe think of 3 others who you'd also like to, 3 other competitors. So ask AI, who are my 5 or 3 largest competitors that are selling blank product in a certain location. And then you come back to this tool, Spark Toro, and ask it to show you where their audience is coming from, where that audience hangs out. So let me show you an example. That is really powerful, and it's a fabulous way to use these tools, and it's free. So here is the tool. It's called Spark Toro, Toro.com. And I'm now just doing a competitive analysis is what it's called. And I'm going to do it for At the Lake distribution. So I normally do this as a living where I do competitive audit reports. So I manually would go out and look and do my own searches No, this is doing it for you. I mean, if you know that you can do it and you share somebody in your team or yourself, you may want to do this for me. Oh, well, it's just so much easier now. Okay, so this is just an example, and all I have on here is I put in to the tool the company's name that I was interested in, and I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Ooh, doo 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 doo. I gotta move you guys out of the way, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Oh, for goodness sake. There. That's not gonna work. There it goes. Okay, now it's too big. So for ALT, so I put in ATL rather. Sorry, my dyslexia coming out there, Nikki. But atldistribution.ca. So it found for me which social media networks the people that come to their website, let me get this right for you. The people that come to their website, which social media networks they go to. What? So that is really cool. So it's telling me that the visitors who come to at the Lake Distributing Company go to Pinterest. I wouldn't have known that. I bet you that we did not know that they're going to Pinterest. So that's a whole social media platform that you may not have known is of interest. And the second one, so I mean that's crazy. 21% of them are going to Pinterest. Then 12% of them are going to TikTok, and then after that we've got um, the other ones after that. So it's very cool. So I just thought you'd be interested in that. And then this one is search and AI tools. So which AI tools are they using? So this is a new aspect that SparkToro would have added to their tools. So you can see everybody is using our friend ChatGPT, and very few are using Google. I mean, that's bizarre, right? So we've got ChatGPT is just huge. Then the next one is Pinterest. So I thought that was very interesting as to where their target audience is going. Now, again, is this completely accurate? I don't know, but it's certainly insightful. Then it's telling me which websites are these people going to. So the people that come to your website, what other websites do they go to? So it follows them around a little bit. So it's showing that they go to Best Buy, they go to the Weather Network, of course, they go to the Royal Bank, they go to Kijiji, TD Bank, and Walmart. So I thought, wow, that's fascinating that those are the places that it goes. And then there's some other places that I haven't heard of that might be of interest to you. And again, why are you interested in where they go? Because maybe you want to advertise in these places. So some other places are Magic Jump, which makes sense because they are looking for, I guess, things to jump on in the water. Harrison Resorts and some other places. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. So these tools, SparkToro, free to use, can give you some interesting information about your competitors, visitors, and where they go, and where your visitors to your website and where they go. And it also tells you which YouTube channels they go to and which podcasts they listen to. So that's very telling which podcasts they listen to. Maybe you want to get interviewed on some of these podcasts. I think that's pretty amazing. And then your highest keywords. That's huge. We all know that using the right keywords help you get found, which AI will then present you as a result. Um, Otherwise, you're just not even going to get on the list for AI. And we saw a lot of people are using AI to find what they want versus even going to Google, which is bizarre, right? I mean, how is our world evolving so quickly? And you can see inflatable pool slides is one of the biggest key search words that are being used. And then social accounts, which are the key social accounts that might be either competitors to you or people that you might want to work with. So that was, I found very interesting, this tool that you may want to find out more about. And I have the link to it here for you. So I thought that was very cool. So that was Spark Toro. So another thing you can simply do is just go to chat.openai.com. So it's another tool that exists out there called chat.openai.com, and give it a prompt, which you can do this in any of the tools that we've worked with, but this one gives you a really great output. And use the prompt like, summarize the tone and the SEO strategy of my competitor. So that helps you understand what your competitor's voice is. So I did that, and I asked it for the 5 competitors to Chesler Shoes, or 1, 2, 3, 4 competitors to Chesler Shoes. So I asked it for brand, social media presence, social media keywords that they use, website information, if it's something they can do better on their website. And then what I asked for was each one of these: Chesler Shoes, Bigley's, Grady's. Actually, it came up with these. I apologize. It came up with Bigley's, Grady's, and the shoe company for me. And it indicated what their brands were, their brand tone, which social media platforms they're on. But then it also told me how Chesler Shoes can better each one of these guys. So it's going through and telling me what Chesler Shoes can do even better to outperform these. So this is another example of the kind of activity that you can have AI find out for you and bring back to you. So here's another one that I asked it to give me the brand voice and colors of each of those competitors. So it's gone out and it's told me what the colors and brands are for each one, so that I can have an idea, is there something I can do even better. So that was pretty cool. Then there's a few of you that are using Shopify as your web tool. So I don't think it'll interest everybody. So I'm not going to jump on these um, right here, right now. But this is a pretty good tool, that Shopify Sidekick. You now go into Shopify, and they have a AI assistant that you can activate on your Shopify account to help you as you are creating your content, as you're adding your SEO. So I would look at this video, and it's coming out in Shopify in 2025 in the summer. So I don't know if all of you have it yet, but this is part of Shopify's onboarding video collection. So it does a few things. There's an AI tool that is built into Shopify now, and AI now has its own AI chatbot that can help you, which is pretty awesome. So there's a video for you here. You may want to look at that if you have Shopify. It tells you the tool price, which isn't that expensive to add to your monthly tool. And then it also has a product wizard, which helps you generate compelling product descriptions instantly. And it has a integration between Shopify and ChatGPT to do this. So it's one that, again, is integrated within your Shopify, that is worth looking at, because it's going to integrate keywords. Once you know the pain point of your clients and you've done the other work, then you can make sure that you share that with the tool here, who's going to create, and they call it the product wizard. So that's really helpful to you. I think that's all I want to share with you right now. There is more that I have here for you. This is how to create your fully animated stories using ChatGPT. And it's a nice little video. And all I said to ChatGPT was, please build me a video with two cartoon dogs, and I indicated who they are. and I've uploaded. I said, would you like a photo of them? And then it came back and said yes, and it created me my two dogs, and it created me the video script. So that's something that I think you guys heard enough of right now, that I'm just going to continue here and just share with you what's at the rest of this PowerPoint. There's social media AI management tools that are out there, and they all have AI built into them now. So Buffer, it's been around for a long time. If you use Buffer for your scheduling and your analytics and your audience insights rather, it has AI built into it. So then there's the other one that's on here that's very popular is Hootsuite. It has AI built into it, and Sprout Social, which was my favorite until it became really expensive compared to the others. So that still is my favorite, but it's more expensive than most of my clients want to use. So long-term relationships, we're going to get into that next time because I realize that stands on its own, and we'd be looking at tools like either HubSpot, Salesforce, or ZOHO to share with you how their AI tools are now built in to follow up automatically and speak with your clients. So that's very cool. There's some success stories that we talk about, and I think I'm just going to skip over these because I've talked a lot about them, and we're going to get to a lot of them next week. The CRM tools and the power of Shopify has their own CRM tool built in as well, and the automation and the marketing and personalization. It's all about personalization, and knowing how to speak AI, knowing how to speak to your target audience. So that's about it for now. I'll get into these next time, and that's it. So that was our AI marketing time together.